Hello, Lions fans, and welcome to another Alumni Spotlight. Adam Williams here. Joining me today, softball alumna Natalie Lang, also used to be known as Natalie Haithcox. So congratulations in that aspect of life. But how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
So obviously the pandemic hit a few months ago. So let's kind of talk about how you've been throughout those months. We talked briefly before we started recording. Teacher at Pelham High School. Talk about the adjustments you've had to make in terms of your curriculum and also being a coach of multiple sports there, what all you've had to go through throughout these times.
So actually, we played our last softball game on March 13th, and everything changed. That afternoon, we found out, school's going to be canceled. My husband coaches men's lacrosse at the University of Montevallo. So his season gets canceled. So, it's been nice. We've got to spend a lot of time together, but it's also been, what's next? When are things going to try to get back to normal? We started school August 17th, and, we're on like this. Kids come 2 days, and then they're off Wednesday, and then the second half of the alphabet comes the last 2 days. Trying to connect with virtual kids in school. It's been a real challenge, but we're playing sports in Alabama, so that's great. We just had softball tryouts this week, so it's exciting to finally get back on the field with some kids and, feel a little bit of normal.
See, and you talk about having those kids try out. Let's talk about kind of your upbringing and what made you decide softball was your sport of choice. I'm sure when you see these kids, you kind of have fond memories when we're trying out for middle school and high school teams, and then eventually preparing for college. So let's talk about kind of that journey that led you to so let's say the end of high school, and then we'll talk the Mars Hill selection following that.
Yeah, softball is huge where I grew up. Which is in Asheboro, North Carolina. There's, just the pride doing well. The high school I went to has won multiple state championships, and it was just something that I really enjoyed. A lot of my friends were playing, and I love being outside and just, the atmosphere. And, the older I got, the better I got at it, and, it feels good to be successful at something. And so just really enjoyed the game and the relationships and that sort of thing.
So the end of high school, you're looking forward. You want to continue your education. You want to continue your career. You take that visit to Mars Hill. What about Mars Hill made made it click for you? Like, hey, this is the spot for me, and this is where I want to play my collegiate softball at.
Yeah. So actually, when I went on my visit, I was able to practice with the team, and that was like really kind of just pushed me over the edge. Like, the girls were so nice and welcoming, and I really liked the team atmosphere. I also love the mountains, so that was helped sell it. But campus is beautiful. Everyone was just so friendly and welcoming, and I didn't see myself at like a big school. I didn't want to just be a number, and like I felt like Mars Hill offered me, a lot of opportunities to just feel involved and part of everything.
So I think that's a common theme. We've done these alumni interviews, and the two common things are obviously the environment. The mountains are a beautiful scenery, but certainly the people and also the involvement. Talk a little bit about what all you were involved with while you were on campus, not just the softball team, but just kind of how you ingrained yourself within the community.
Yeah, so I was in the SAC, Student Athletic Advisory Committee. My last year as president. That was great, being with all the other athletes. I was also in the History Honor Society. So, getting to be on the academic side, those were a couple of things I did. I mean, I was out, me and my friends were always going to, other events or the plays and things put on in Owen Theater. So, just enjoying what Mars Hill had to offer for everybody.
So talk about kind of what you did off the field. Let's talk about what you did on the field, specifically that freshman year. You look at the numbers, it's absolutely incredible. We're going to talk about the career here in just a second, but let's talk about that freshman year, and we'll talk about kind of that ultimate cherry on top here at the end. Just run us through that first year for you.
So I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't think that I was going to play much. We came out. I was able to start. I actually got to play with Ashley Sewell, well, now Boynton, but we played together since we were 5 and graduated high school together, and she came to Marshall as well. And, lots of comfort there, and she pushed me every day. And that first game, I remember we both hit a home run. I don't even remember who we played, but I was like, yes, like, okay, this is gonna work out. And they had great leadership. Christina Osborne was our only senior, and she was awesome, and led the way. And I think that's the best we finished at the conference tournament. We came runner up, but it was just a real team effort, and I felt like everybody held people accountable, and it was a fun year. I think it was a lot of unexpected. Like, nobody thought we would be as good as we were, and I lots of good memories from the freshman year. I hit lots of doubles. I remember that.
So let's go over some numbers here. I took a look at the record sheet. I had to use my little cheat card here. We got career and single season stats here. So single season, if you look at the record book, you're 4th through 7th in batting average. Highest 449 in that 08 year. You hit 20 doubles in that 08 year. 71 hits, led the team. 48 runs scored, was second on the team. First in RBIs with 62 and 125 total bases. First in slugging percentage with 947. Absolutely incredible numbers. But like we talked about right before that question, being named a Daktronics first team All-America selection, the first in program history. Walk us through the emotions when you got that news and found out just how monumental that was for the program.
So it was my birthday.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, oh, a good birthday present. So I knew that I was up for it because of first team all region, but like I didn't really, as a freshman, you don't really understand like the broader impact of being an All-American and that sort of thing. And Coach Williams called me, and I was at the school working. I don't even remember, something for basketball. I don't remember. I was up here that summer, and he called, and I was like, what? Like, I made it? And he's like, you're the only freshman. I was like, are you kidding? And so that was crazy. And then it was just like people were calling me and all this stuff like for the next week, just like super excited and like, you're the first one ever. And I was like, wow, like I had, it didn't sink in, for a while what it really meant. So it was exciting though.
Say, like you said, a heck of a birthday present to get. We fast forward through the career. I don't want to skip a lot of things, but I feel like it's important to talk about just how important you were to this program and your role. Because fans, if you look at the softball record book, which is on the softballs page on the athletic website, you don't have to scroll too far to see Natalie's name normally at the top of most offensive categories. So we'll start with the low career numbers here. Second all-time in hits with 236 and in RBIs with 187. First all-time in home runs, 43, batting average, 408, slugging percentage, 727, runs scored, 137, on-base percentage, 480, total bases, 420, and finally, pitchers kind of wisened up when you came to the plate. You drew 81 walks. First all-time in all those categories. Dare I say, a Hall of Fame career. I feel like you'll probably be getting that call here in the next year or two. That's my bold prediction here. But let's talk about that career and kind of when you were in that group. And you talk about Ashley too. You guys were pushing each other. If you look at these career records, you guys are normally 1, 2, or guaranteed top 5. Let's talk about a dynamic duo. You hinted at earlier, but let's expand upon the numbers and that collaboration as well.
So Ashley is awesome. She's a great athlete, but so we grew up, her dad coached us for years. My sophomore year, I tore an ACL, so I played like 4 or 5 games, and then I was out the rest of the season. Come back junior year, coach tells me that I need to learn how to play third base over Christmas break. I was like, oh God, okay. So Ashley, being a great friend, we go to the field like almost every day over Christmas break. We only live like 10 minutes from each other. And she's out there like, 'cause she played first. So she's like helping me, showing me like different techniques, hitting me balls, like just really pushing me. We pitched to each other and hit. And, I think with her, like, we wanted to see each other succeed so much that it helped drive us to be better. And she's a great leader as well. She always came to work every day to get better. So, and it was awesome, like, playing with each other for so long. Like, so few people have that experience, to be together on a team for that long. So we won a state championship together our senior high school, and then roll on to college and try to keep it moving.
Again, it's incredible to look at the numbers. Again, I encourage everyone to look at that record book and just see that dominance from 08 to 2012. It was incredible. Graduating 2012, history degree. What is it about history that made you want to pursue that as a career?
Well, it's like a great story, right? Like, so many great stories. I love a good story. My dad loves history, huge history buff. Took me to all these battlefields and, made me watch movies about, or documentaries about everything from Gettysburg to, the Revolutionary War. And so, like, he really sparked that interest. And then, like I said, like, just great stories. I had some great history teachers in high school, and I was like, this is what I want to do. And ultimately, I wanted to work at a museum, but I had realized that maybe I didn't. Getting in the classroom has been a lot of fun.
So again, you're teaching it at Pelham High School, freshman volleyball coach and the assistant softball coach. Talk about how important it was to remain in athletics once you got outside of college.
So right after college, I went and I GA'd at Morehead State, and I thought maybe I want to coach college, and then life happened, and so I got a teaching job, and the first thing is I was like, I gotta coach softball. Like, I can't be away from the game, and so coached at North Stanley High School in New London, North Carolina, and then we moved to Alabama with Jason's job. And I didn't coach for a couple of years, and then I found my way to, like, get lessons. It's like nothing could keep me away from doing softball, right? Like, I missed it. I watched it on TV. I tried to follow the girls, and so it is just great watching kids succeed and realize their full potential, and just love the game.
So those last three things you talked about: succeed, live up to potential, and just love the game. As we wrap up this interview, we were emailing earlier this week. I know you've had a busy week. I'm going to try and make it as relaxing a Sunday for you as we can. As we wrap up, let's talk about any advice that you would give prospective Mars Hill students or student athletes about their time, kind of maybe that freshman year, and then just working through those 4 years. Your best advice you have for them.
Enjoy it. Don't oversleep for morning workout. It's like people say it's the best 4 years of your life. I took 5, which was great. So, and they're right. Like, there's nothing like it. There's no other time in your life where you'll be around such a like-minded group of individuals who have similar goals. And, you can use that to really push you to be a better person, a better athlete. And I will say, like, college athletics, I don't think it matters what level, really prepares you for the future and, what's coming ahead. So.
Natalie, again, I appreciate you taking the time. Again, those numbers are absolutely incredible. Future Hall of Famer. I'm just going to say it. Let's just put it out there. But thank you again for taking the time, and we look forward to catching up with you here a little bit down the road.
Thanks, Alan. Appreciate it.